So I'm looking over some retirement statistics right now, and what I'm seeing is pretty shocking to say the least, and I think you're gonna agree with me.
Shocking.
A recent study from Northwestern Mutual found that the average American believes they need 1.46 million to retire. And this is an increase from 2020, when Americans believed that they needed 951,000 to retire. And people are going to get so caught up over why that number has risen over 4 years, but that is not the part that concerns me. The cost of living has increased, inflation has gone up. There are factors that explain that. The concerning part is that the study found that the average American only has $90,000 saved for retirement. And to make it even worse, 27% of Americans age 59 or higher have no money saved. So the average American needs 1.46 million to retire, and the average American only has $90,000 saved. That is a whopping difference of 1.37 million. Guys, the math is not mathing here. And on this current trajectory, we are not going to make it. And that is due to a bigger issue in society that people don't want to talk about. But on the other side of my amazing intro, we are going to dive deeper into it. So guys, let's check it out. If you are new to the Financial Bartender, our motto here is very simple. We build wealth and financial awareness on a bartender's salary. So pull up a stool, grab a drink, subscribe to this channel, and let's change our lives together. From my own personal experience, I think that the reason for what I'm going to call the retirement problem is that we are not taught about money at a young age. And this leads directly to money mismanagement and debt. Now, that isn't the case for everyone. You may have grown up in a family where you were taught everything you needed to know about money. Or you may have followed a path in school in which you took a lot of financial classes and learned what you needed to know. Now, I did learn a lot of money lessons from my parents, but they never suffocated us with financial thoughts, with money problems. They didn't force that upon us, and I'm very thankful for that. That's not who they were. And then in high school, the only option I had to learn about finance was a class you had the choice of taking, which was called personal finance. And I need you to understand, a 17-year-old boy, option one, you cannot take this class and you can leave school early, go hang with your friends, get into trouble, blah, blah, blah. Or you can choose to stay later, take this class in which we teach you how to write checks or use a credit card. Guys, I think it's pretty clear what option I went with. And then in college, as a history major and an education minor, I was in a completely different world from finance, and I did not get any exposure to those topics. And I'm not trying to make excuses. I know it sounds like I'm blaming everyone else. I'm just trying to draw attention to the fact that it is very easy to find yourself out of school, out of college, in the real world and realizing, wow, I don't know what I'm doing financially. And so I want you to think about what this does to us. If we don't know about a concept like debt and how powerful of a force it can be in crippling your ability to build wealth, you're going to feel comfortable taking out massive student loans or a big car payment or spending money you don't have with a credit card. Newsflash, guys, debt is always going to hold you back from building wealth. Instead of looking forward and saving money, you're forced to look backwards and pay for things in the past. I want to take a look at student loans as an example of what I'm trying to say here. The average student loan borrower takes 20 years to pay back their student loans. So if you graduate in your early to mid-20s, on average, you're paying those loans back until your early to mid-40s. And why did you take those loans out in the first place? Because you weren't taught about money. You weren't taught about the crippling power of debt. You wanted to go to the fancy school. You wanted the big name program. There was no way you were staying at home and going to community college. Are you kidding me? Community college? How dare I even suggest that? Imagine if, instead of paying off student loans until you were 45, you invested that same amount of money into the stock market. And as usual, guys, we're going to go to the investment calculator so you can see what I'm talking about. And so here we are at the Ramsey Solutions investment calculator. I'm going to pretend that we get out of school at 23. And this says enter the age you wish to retire. I'm just going to put in 45 just so we can get to that age where on average student loans stop getting paid off. And now let's say we will contribute $300 monthly. And I'm going to pretend we're just investing into an S&P 500 index fund. You'll see right under here it says the historic return is roughly 10 to 12%. We'll just take 10% here. And let's hit calculate. I want you to take a look at this. In 22 years, your investment will be worth $285,951. That is already way higher than the average of $90,000 that Americans have saved. And I also want you to see that you only contributed $79,000, but by letting that money grow in an investment account, you were able to reach $285,000. Basically, the point I'm trying to make is that you would be well on your way to retirement, but instead, a lot of us are paying off loans instead of investing our money. And see, the problem is that we just don't understand how this works at 18, at 19, at 20. We are unable to see the big picture because we do not understand how money works. And so I often find myself wondering what it would be like if finance was taught throughout high school. How many people would choose to go to the more expensive college, or how many would stay home, go to community college, save money, kind of avoid that massive student loan, that massive debt? It would be really interesting to see the impact that that would have on these retirement statistics that we are looking at today. Another example that I want to talk about is credit card debt. At a young age, we feel so powerful, we feel so cool when we're able to just kind of spend money and worry about paying it back later. We feel untouchable in a way. And then that credit card bill comes due. Oops, I can't pay off my credit card this month. Bang, late fee. Bang, interest payment. And then the next month, the bill comes due again. Oops, I can't pay it off again. Bang, late fee. Bang, interest payment. Rinse, repeat, the cycle goes on. But hey, at least I have a closet full of really nice clothes, right? It is impossible to see the big picture because we have not been taught properly. And so after all of this, it becomes obvious why Americans only have $90,000 saved away. We spend all of our time digging ourselves out of financial holes instead of building financial mountains. And that sounded really cool in my head. I don't know if it came out that way. If we were to learn about money at a young age, if we were to be seriously taught about how money works, we would understand the negative power that it can have. We would hopefully be able to avoid making some of these mistakes and instead start saving towards the 1.46 million Americans need for retirement. So my challenge for you guys is to begin teaching yourselves. Start following some financial news, read some financial books, watch some financial videos on YouTube, like this channel. Take small steps towards understanding money better. Because I hate to break it to you, we are on our own. We were not taught properly, and only we can change our future now. Will you stay financially ignorant and spend your life paying people back? Or will you seize the reins of your life and retire happy? The choice is yours. Thank you.